Good morning, students. I am Nikki Vanessa Shiting. Welcome to our second quarter, week 6. Today, we will be discussing about comparing content of materials viewed to other sources of information. We have here the learning objectives. First, identify the source of information as print or non-print. Number 2, determine the similarities and differences of materials viewed and listened to. And then the last one, present a comparison of the content of materials using graphic organizers. Print and non-print sources of information. Print sources are portable publications printed on paper and circulated as physical copies. Examples: book, a set of written, printed or block sheets are bound together between a front and back cover. And then the second one, brochure and pamphlet, one containing descriptive or advertising materials. Flyer, an advertising circular rather, and then internet news article, a distinct often numbered section of writing in the web. And then journal, a periodical dealing especially with matters of current interest. And then leaflet, a usually folded printed sheet intended for free distribution. And then the last one, we have the magazines, a print periodical containing miscellaneous pieces such as articles, stories, poems, as often illustrated. We have also the newsletter, a small publication containing news of interest chiefly to a special group. And then newspaper, a paper that is printed and distributed usually daily or weekly and that contains articles of news, opinion, features, and advertising. Then poster, a usually large printed sheet that often contains pictures and it's posted in a public place to promote something. Non-print sources are digital media that use electronics for the end user's audience to access and content. This is contrast to print media, static media, which today are most often created electronically but do not require electronics to be accessed by the end users in the printed form. Examples: audiobook, a recording of a book or magazines being read aloud. And then audio tape, a tape recording of sound. And then podcast, a program as a music to talk made available in digital format for automatic download over the internet. A wireless transmission and reception of electronic impulses or signals by means of electromagnetic waves. And then television, an electronic system of transmitting transient image of fixed or moving object together with sounds over the wire. Making comparison of components of print and non-print sources. Comparison or comparing is the act of evaluating two or more things by determining their similarities and differences. These guide questions will help you compare the contents of the materials that you viewed and listened to. Number 1. What is printed text all about? How the audio about? Cite two information that are found both in the text and in the audio. Number 3. what information is present in the printed text that is not found in the audio, and then give an information that is present in the audio but not found in the printed text. Number 5, in this particular activity, which of the two sources gives you more information? Examples, we have here the number 1 Venn diagram. So that is the example, a newspaper and then the radio. So look at the differences and similarities. A print or newspaper, it is printed in hard copy. It can be viewed or read. It requires viewing skills. And then for the non-print, which is the radio, it is the softened copy. It can be heard and listened to in order to get informations. It requires listening skills. Now that is the differences. Now we have here the similarities. Both are sources of information about particular topic. And now let's proceed to number 2, the mirror chart. So as we can see, we have also the differences and similarities. We have here the print source and non-print source. The difference, it contains one or more information that is not found in non-print. For the non-print, it contains one or more information that is not found in print. And then the similarities, both are sources of information that may discuss similar or related topic. Now, number 3, Paris well. As you can see, the difference between the two and the similarities. Print newspaper and then non-print, which is the radio. Now, factors affecting your source preferences. When you decide to use a consult to the print or non-print sources of information, below are factors that determine what sources of information is more suited to you. Number 1, availability or accessibility. Which source of information is within your reach? Print sources can be easily found in your house, in school, or in the library. While non-print sources are ready available, you have to access to the internet, TV, or radio. Number 2, convenience or learning style. What is your learning style? If you find it easy to learn or get information by viewing or reading any material, then you may refer to printed sources of information. But if you find it easier to learn by just listening than reading, then you may opt to the non-printed sources of information. However, both of them are necessary. You can learn easily if you have good viewing and listening skills. Number 3, length of information. How comprehensive is the information you need? The length of content depends on how lengthy your source is. If you look for more detailed information, then you can choose a long printed or non-printed source of information that comprehensively discuss the topic. Number 4, cost. Which source of information is less expensive for you? You may borrow, rent, or buy books and other printed materials in order to get the information you needed. For you to have an access to the non-print sources of information, you must use electronic devices like radio, TV, or internet. Okay, that would be all. Any questions, clarifications, additions? If you don't have any questions, please proceed or open your learning path to answer your activity and quiz at www.gaitf.com. Thank you and God bless.